What's going on here? Is this the barbershop? Is this the barbershop?
Yes, shop.
This is the barbershop.
Yes.
This ain't nothing but healthy conversation. It ain't nobody healthy conversation. It ain't nobody It ain't nobody healthy conversation. It ain't nobody This ain't nothing but it. This ain't nothing but it. This ain't nothing but it. Healthy conversation. Healthy conversation. It ain't nobody healthy conversation. Healthy conversation. It ain't nobody
Oh,
Hey everybody,
yo, we in it thing. Yin yang in it thing.
Top of the Monday.
Yeah, good day. It's a
Top of the
Monday. Yes, sir. We got a doozy for y'all. We got a doozy for y'all. Doozy for y'all. So let me get this thing set up right quick.
While you
so we
over there
can be-
doing that,
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead. You know what?
Frazier. All right, let me get into it. All right, what's going on, Facebook world, YouTube world? This is Barbershop Talk. I am the artist.
And I am the barb.
Wherever he went, y'all hear him in the back. And this is Barbershop Talk Monday edition. So we got, as usual, family first. We got family in the building to sit in on this conversation. To my left, probably y'all's right, my sister Karen Fisher.
Hey everybody.
Look at her.
Karen in the middle.
And where she at?
Yeah, she gonna be
In the middle.
Like Moni.
So we here today, man, because we got a pretty interesting topic that just the flyer alone, if you've seen it on any social media outlet that we posted it on, is gonna raise an eyebrow. Might, get your jaws a little tight, but it's a conversation that needs to be had. And that conversation is, it's time to cut the cord.
Time to cut the cord.
It's time to cut the cord.
It is what it is.
And before and let me just throw this disclaimer out here, since I had to start it off. Let me just throw this out here real quick. It's very easy to not get an understanding when you read something. That's why I love to be verbal, so you can clearly understand what's going on when somebody is actually telling you something versus you see it written. Now, it was a comment that was made in the post about it that was saying, like, why we don't hold the men accountable when we're talking about cutting the cord.
Yeah, we do.
And we do. But in this particular instance, we're talking about mothers, because we all know in a situation sometimes it does go awry and the daddy splits or the mother splits. But whichever way it goes, somebody still has to raise the child. And unfortunately, in this case right here, it's the mother. So we're talking about mothers who just won't let go of their sons, not their daughters. We're talking about sons because there's influx? Is it? In men,
yeah.
that they say.
Yeah.
And let's take off with it, sis.
Whoa. Thank you.
You will.
But before we go into this, before we let our guests speak, last week we had a show. We had my man CT on the show, and he made a statement about his thing that he did last year with the elegant men, and he made a statement that in the middle of all of them views and likes that he had, you had some women that came on and had something to say about what men are doing,
right,
and how men are doing, and why this and why that. In the middle of the podcast last week, I got a message from a young lady that I have no idea who she is, and she had something to say about my dude, we had this conversation already, young lady, and the lady that sent you Egypt, y'all find something else to do, because I'm not the guy that you want to play games with. I'm only going to say this one time. I'm not the guy. Me and him, whatever you have to say about my guy, negative or derogatory, if you can't say it to him, don't say it. But don't try to turn me against my guy. This is a man thing, and what men do is we have conversations about stuff. We have conversations, and we negate the situation, we handle the situation, and we don't have the conversation no more. It don't need to be had. So stop with your little buffoonery. Stop with your buffoonery.
Whatever it is that you have going on, or whatever it is you're doing, peace be unto you. Like, we don't spend our days worried about what nobody else is doing, and we're gonna stay on track because this is a good topic we about to get in. But sometimes you just have to address the elephant in the room. And the thing is, we have a podcast that we do. We don't care about trying to be on nobody's network. We don't spend our days posting about how many views and likes we got or who's checking for us. That's not what a podcast is about. You have a platform to enlighten. You have a platform to give insight. That's what it's about. Now, whatever y'all's end game is or whatever y'all doing, y'all keep that over there. But just keep the buffoonery. We in peace over here, and we operating trying to get results on some real shit, not that corny stuff. So in the interim of all that,
in the mix of all of that, we gonna cut the umbilical cord. We gonna cut the cord on this conversation, and I'm not gonna have this conversation no more. Next time it's not gonna be water.
What was you
gonna say next? Fire is time, coming back, Lord.
Hey, look, man. I'm not.
All right, bro. That's enough of that. Not gonna be water. Don't be fire.
So. What? That now is a joke.
Oh, no. Okay, time out. Well, that was today's funny.
That was funny.
All right, but now
So
let's get back to the meat and
topic.
potatoes, because it's real and it's happening. And there's a comment I want to backdoor that with after we let Sis rock. Go ahead, Sis. Let's bring it out.
So first of all, let me just say this. Anytime I introduce you guys to anybody, when I'm encouraging them to watch a show, what I love about it the most is just what you just did. You all handle and dive into what's real.
Right.
And the world we live in nowadays, even the topic that we're on, we don't live realistic. We let the stuff pass by. We sugarcoat. I love the fact that you guys are real, like, men. I don't care what faults we have. We all have them.
We all have them.
I don't care about any of that. But here's the thing. What you will not do is play with me. And that's what I love about you guys. You say it. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm not trying to step on you. Now, if I have to, I will. But in this case, we just want to, treat you like the kid that you are. Because to do something like that is just really
it's been ongoing, and some stuff we just do little shots, and we just brush it off.
But and that still goes back to what we are talking about today, because everybody wants to overlook what's real. They come up with something else to take your mind off of it, to get you on something that's like what we're not doing with our children, our boys, and things like that as mothers. And not. Let me just say this: I am a mother of 3 black boys. They are all grown adults, true, fine, great. Here's what I've always believed. I had my children very young. I've always believed that a boy is just that, a boy. I'm a woman. I know I can't teach him how to be a man. I've never had that in my mind. But it was important that he knew he was different from me, and that his role was different in my life. And that's the only way that we can really, kind of process this mother-son type thing. You want them to be close to you, but you don't want them to be what you married. You don't want them to be your friend. You want them to be an individual black man. And even when they come to you and continue to come to you for advice, at some time we have to then lead them in a different direction too. We have to know women. We have to know that you cannot teach them everything.
Right.
And Frey, you had his post today. He was like telling all the different things that a woman don't like in a man, and then we're raising a man in our house, and we're watching them not do the laundry, not wash the dishes, have to pay them to take out the trash sometime. All of those things, and you bash, the man. But you're raising
the same thing you don't like.
So we have to get healthy in our mind as women. Like, first of all, just admit that there's some issues going on when you look at your son like the man that you wish you had, or the man that you would want him to be, and all of these types of things, and make them believe that. And those boys grow up feeling like they disappointed, and they always disappoint women when they don't own up to what their moms want. So I've always taught mine to be individual men. Like, be your own. You ain't gotta be like your daddy. I don't want my kids to be like no daddy. I want them to be their own.
Be their own self. My son. I speak about my son because it's very important to me that I get a grasp on him. But he's in everything that he does when it comes to females. He's looking for females to do what his mother did.
Yeah.
And I have to. So now I have to tell his mother, "Hey, look, I'm in his life now. Keep your hands off of him. Take the nipple out of his mouth. Stop. Hey, look, I want to hear all that."
Yeah.
And how old is he, bro?
He's 35 34 years old.
30. Okay.
And I tell him all the time. I tell her, stop answering his phone calls. If you happen to answer his phone calls, tell him to call his daddy.
Okay. Now, since we're being transparent, you said you was in his life now. So, just for the people watching, how long have you been in his life?
I've been in his life 8 years.
8 years. 8 years at 35. And he's already programmed with the way that she's taught.
But he grew up. That's how he grew up.
Yeah, he grew up, and that's not a slight to you, my brother. But I'm just saying, like, to come in there now, it's gonna take some work, because for all of those years he's been Jody, he's been baby boy. And it's sad when you have to, when you come in. Kudos to you for even coming in. It's not the viewers' business to know the backstory. Exactly. You're here now, so let's just put that on the table. And the fact that you're trying to come in now, there's still some groundwork to do. But if he's willing, he can learn some things. He can pick up some things. And a lot of the times when you see these situations with these women that are like this, there was never. Okay, I have to go back to the response that was put in the comments. It's like, well, it's unfair of you, Frey, to not hold the fathers accountable. And like we said off the air, and I'll say it on here. Look, people, it is what it is, because whether it's mom gone or whether it's dad gone, somebody has to raise the child. It's not fair that somebody get left holding the bag, but that's just the way it is. And in this case, what we're talking about the mother who has no choice but to do it. So since she has to do it, she has to do it. And it has to start with them young. If you don't start imputing anything in them, they grow up as your homie. Some of these women, that's their nigga. I'm just being honest. They ain't out here they found comfort in their son.
Yeah, they have conversations with them.
Yeah, they have outward conversations. They have
everything with them except for have sex.
To the point it's so disrespectful, to where you walk around in muumuus, t-shirts with no bra and stuff. You're just comfortable around your kids like that. And it's like, you can't sit up here and say, I don't want this nigga that's a bum. I don't want no brother that's broke. And it's like, you raising that. Because at the same time, he ain't gonna be no good for the women that's out here looking for something that you're looking for in the right way. Bro, you coming to you, Mama, can I have $20? Mama, can you help me with this job application?
You put money on cards, and they using the cards. They taking cards and using cards and money to take girls out. So you pimping your mama at this point. If you using her money to entertain a woman, and we give it to him. Like we literally give it to him. Are you kidding me? What is that teaching him?
That's why
it's not teaching him nothing.
That's why, I had to learn real quick. I had to learn about my son real quick because it was a crash course. I have 2 kids. I got a daughter older than him and a son older than him. Jeff Jr. has been with me since he was 2, so I had sole custody of him. But Kadeem, he's been bouncing around. He's been with his mama. His mama let him do whatever he want to do, and he'd say stuff, talk crazy. And so when I got into his life, I said, hey, look, first of all, I can't make up for the 25 years that I missed.
Owning it.
Yeah. Second of all, I'm here. I don't tolerate the foolishness. So if you're gonna do anything outside of what I'm trying to get you to do, go out there and do it. And we can forget we met.
Leave it alone, yeah.
Yeah, we can forget we met. And so he's like, no, Pops. And now he in prison, and I talked to him sparingly because I'm not going to visit you in jail because I told him already. I bailed him out. And see, you have to lay the ground. Again, you got to lay the ground with him.
Right.
So
yeah.
I laid the ground with him. I told him, I said, I'm not bailing nobody out of jail. You get 1 time to come back home. Since you've never been home, you get 2. I'm only bailing you out of jail 1 time. That's it. So when he went back to jail, hey, Pops, my bail is this and this. Nigga, I told you already. So taking him off the nipple is hard. And he when I tell you he holding on to it, I had to tell his mama, stop.
He's super programmed.
Super programmed.
And that started early.
But that's a lot with us, with the women.
Yeah.
Like we're not healed on the inside. And I say this to anyone that's watching. Me personally, young mama, really young, younger than I even care. It's hard. It is hard. But things are messed up in your mind, and then we take that on trying to raise kids, and then you forget about it's messed up in your mind and start demonstrating it through your children. And now everything is loyalty to them. Oh, they daddy gone, so I gotta do this. I gotta make up for this because they daddy not here. Or I gotta do this because this person hurt me, so I gotta. Never going to get any kind of help for what's going on in your mental mind. Because you're not saying it to the kid. You're just acting out everything. I need them to be like this because I didn't do this. So we still are faulting ourselves, which is what we do really, really bad on the inside, and still demonstrating this stuff to the outside. Now you messing up these kids because you never got any help for what was going on with you. So I can speak on that because I did have to get help. You will literally wreck some stuff. Wreck some stuff without opening up for what's real about your life. When you don't really live your truth and be honest with yourself, you can mess some folks up.
Yeah.
And that's you. And I'm listening to you saying that. And that's good because you're the root. You're the seed. I always hashtag on a lot of my pictures when I'm with my boys, the good seeds, the wise gardener. And I say that because let me take me as a man out of the equation. I want to give some flowers real quick. I'm going to tell a brief story and it ain't going to be long. My grandmother was old then when she took me and my siblings. It was 4 of us. My oldest brother pretty much kind of shied away, did his own thing. So they left me, my little brother, and my little sister. And I pretty much had to take care of them with her. She was old then. And so here I am, 9 years old. And this lady imputed so much in me at 9. And this is what I'm saying, where there's no excuses. Because I'm also give props to my ex-wife, Kyle's mother. Because she's a single mother per se, because I don't live with her. That we co-parent well, but the majority of his teachings and his morals and standards is coming from what's under the roof that he's in right now. I can come in and throw some in, but the majority of his teachings coming from right there. And that's fair to say. So she doesn't baby him. He's not my little Bookie Bear. He's none of that. She's he's 13 years old, But he stands, if anybody has ever met Kai, he stands as a young man. He takes out the trash. You don't have to tell him to do things. He's being taught these things. She's showing him. She's not babying him and trying to overcompensate because we got a divorce.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, he's still, if I wasn't even in the picture, she's the type of woman that doesn't want him to be still living in the house at 25,
Right.
26.
Say that,
So my grandmother imputed that in me young. 9, I was getting up. I was old school law. We ate breakfast together. We ate lunch. And she cooked dinner same time every day. I couldn't go outside on the weekends until I ironed my sisters, pressed their dresses out. I did everything for my sister except comb her hair. My little brother's clothes, old school law. You ain't finna iron every day. Iron up 5 pants, 5 shirts, yada, yada, yada. When I went 9 years old, walking out of the house to go to school, there was pork chops in the sink to be thawed out. When I got home, 9 years old, I was cooking full course meals. She was preparing me then.
Yeah.
So, and her rule wasn't, you can stay here forever. Her rule was, as long as you living under my roof, you're going to do what I say. But I'm hoping and praying that one day you're going to want to get out here and have your own family. It was still pushed in me, you got to get out there.
Yeah.
And she was showing me, I was cutting the yard faithfully 5:30 in the morning every other Saturday. Going to the store with lists of groceries, showing me how to write out a bill. These were things imputed in me. She didn't want me laying up under her.
Yeah.
But these young women these women that are doing that type of stuff, like you said, is something mental.
It's a lot missing. But I just want to interject right quick to make sure that everybody heard everything you said. Because it was a woman teaching him how to be responsible.
Yes.
She wasn't teaching him how to be lazy.
Yeah.
She didn't teach him how to. She taught him how to cook.
Yeah.
Make sure he know how to cook a meal for himself when he get older. She taught him how to be responsible for his stuff by taking care of cut the grass.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Teaching him time restraints, when to get up, when to do it. Every 2 weeks, it needs to be done every 2 weeks at 5:30.
It wasn't no question it was gonna be done.
Yeah, it wasn't no question. So
she laid it out for me like early so I could see it. I didn't have to ask a question.
But did you look at the generation of that? You said your grandmother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of these
get back to it.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of these females still out here trying to party and turn up themselves to where they trying to match their kids fly. They on the level with some of their kids nowadays. You too cool with your kids and all of that, man. Like,
another thing,
they ain't my homies, man. I ain't with that.
Another thing, while we talking about his grandmother, we have grandfathers also that do the same thing. We ain't on them today.
Right.
Because we got grandfathers and fathers and great grandfathers and uncles and shit that's out here messing up, and they have more responsibility than the woman does. So know that.
We'll
Just
spin the
wanna
block on
reiterate
them
that.
one day.
We're gonna get on the men too.
Everybody has a responsibility. The ownership is what we're not taking, and
There you go.
and why we,
There you go.
and why it's such a big gap in everything. But the fact of the matter is, the person that birthed, which is the woman, we already are built to be this nurturing and what. All we're saying is that we can stand to release. You gotta know when to release a boy. Like seriously. I mean, I have one son, my youngest son, who is 35, and he calls just about every day. Not to ask me for. He's the best dad and the best son and brother. He's all of those things. But
Right.
to hear my voice, because he's lost so much, he tries to make sure I know he loves me.
Right.
And I get it. And I was asking myself, I was like, God, this boy called every day. And God had to remind me, you're not going to be around forever. Think of it this way. I don't have to chase him to take care of his children or to love his wife or anything like that. So I got that, and he was my baby. Like, I was still taking him on vacations and everything at 19. I'm just saying, but I never made him feel like he had to be my man, my dude, my homeboy. I always made a connection. I'm like, no, we listen. And I've always been this real type mom. I've never made my boys feel like everything was gonna be okay. And I have one that got in trouble and had to go. I went to see him. I did. But when he got out, I'm letting you know this is what's real. You have some children, and you need a real job because they real people. So nurturing, yes, I gave that, but you have to know when to release these young men. You can't make them think that this world is just about them because it's not. Nobody cares about you.
They grow up to be men that are somewhat selfish too.
I like
And-
what Bernard
and-
said
and-
in the comments.
And they get really, really. Go ahead. What did he
Yeah,
say, bro?
he said we don't heal as parents, and it's a disadvantage to the children.
That's right.
Yeah.
But in that, and I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off.
you
but
good, go ahead.
I just saw something that was real good. The thing is that it's not good to take your lack of healing out on your children. As a parent, it is your job to teach your children not to make the mistake that
Come
you
on
made
now.
as a kid, as a child. It's going to happen. Jay-Z said in the verse, "I did that so you won't have to go through that."
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's one of my favorite verses. But we go through it. If people don't understand that, we go through what we go through as kids growing up. And between day 1 and 25, we go through a great amount of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
And
do.
when we decide to have children, our initial responsibility is to make sure those children don't go through what we did.
It's true.
So that's in a lot of people's mind, that's a monetary thing. My kids gonna have everything I didn't have. So then you go out and live beyond your means. You got these little
Come on
niggas
here.
walk around here with jewelry, or more jewelry than a grown man, and polos and Jordans and all of this stuff, which is cool if it's in your means. But if it's not in your means, not allowing them to go through what you went through is a process. And you gotta grow in the process. You don't just put them out there and now you're spoiling them, and they think
And
they can
making
talk
them
to
think
who.
that it ain't what the world
That's
is
what the
really
world-
like.
yeah.
You really deceiving them is what you do.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
they'll get out with that mentality and think that everybody out in the world should treat them like how mamas treat them. And then it'll be a rude awakening when life really truly hit them. And the handicap and the crutch comes when there wasn't no foundation laid, one. So if you allowed if a woman allowed her sons to do stuff young, like one of the weirdest things, it makes me cringe sometimes, because I couldn't even, as a teenager, I couldn't even allow my girlfriend to come back in my room. We had to sit either on the porch or in the living room.
Yeah.
But to become a grown man, me as a man, and you already know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, I know.
I couldn't even want to slide something at my mama's house. I had enough respect for my mom, my grandmother, to where if I was doing something, well, just be honest, by the time I was that age, I was out of there. I was gone. I had my own place. But I did have to come back home once.
Right.
And I was maybe almost
we
batting
all,
30.
Yeah, we all did that.
I was almost batting 30 when I went back home.
You
And let me
wasn't
tell you,
nobody coming
I
in.
wasn't nobody coming in there.
We
Like,
gonna have to meet
I
out.
mean, these women are allowing their kids, baby mamas, to stay there. They laying up with them, making more babies in their house. They smoking weed in their mom's house. And it's like, in my mind, I be bugging, like, don't come telling me the stories about, hey, he just got this house smelling like weed, or this little girl keep running in, and you letting them do it.
Yeah.
And if you don't cut the head off the snake when it starts, it's gonna keep doing it.
Yeah.
And then that's where the battle gonna come at, because now he gonna think you treating them some type of way.
Right.
You've been letting them doing it this long.
See, and who was this said? As Nikki said, it's the women mostly that try to give the kids overcompensate. And in my thought process, the overcompensation of what you never had, it always puts you in a position where you don't have now. Yeah. Sometimes you gotta cook this little funny meal and not be able to cook them solid meals because they got on $200 pair of shoes.
Yeah. You right.
Or They forget that. And I'm guilty of such a thing because I used to buy my daughter up until I just got tired of buying shoes.
But it was earned though, bro.
Yeah.
It wasn't nothing.
But
You
no,
could
when
do
I mean
for
my
that.
daughter, my daughter when she was a kid, all she wore was Jordans. When
Yeah, my
Jordans first
boys-
came out.
My boys
You know,
too. I mean,
man,
I
look.
get it.
But I didn't buy no clothes. I didn't buy.
But I ain't buy a
gave
whole
my mama the money
yeah,
for
yeah,
clothes.
yeah.
My mama bought clothes.
Yeah.
But there's things that it's a lot. This is
It's a lot to unpack.
It's a
man.
lot to unpack, and we have to, as adults, understand that God gave us an assignment, and that first of all, the child didn't ask to be here. But even when the child didn't ask to be here, you got to make sure the child is raised properly. So we have to go all the way back to when it starts, when the relationship with the dude
Went
or
south,
the woman
yeah.
went
Right,
south,
right.
and you decided to lay down with this dude that you already didn't care about, but there was something that you wanted to keep him around for, and now you done mess around and got pregnant, and he left, and it's go. I'm not blaming the woman.
Right,
I'm
right.
talking about both parties
Right.
need to be responsible. But now this person that went south, or y'all done broke up, or
Right.
whatever the
And you
case
had
may
a
be,
kid.
and now you got this kid.
It's you. You got to do it.
And-
Sorry,
yeah,
but
you got to do it. Yeah.
you got to do it.
But
Yeah.
it still doesn't take away the fact that we have to know teaching them the correct things. You know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
mean, and not making them think that this world is like all about them, or
Right.
not, mishandling them, because really you mishandle them when you don't tell them the truth about life. And my boys, I mean, you just have to be honest with them. Like, I remember telling them about me smoking weed. They had no idea. But I wanted you to know, because now you know about weed.
Right,
Okay,
right.
I'm in church now. That's good and fine, but I need you to know I was not always there.
Right.
And this is what happened when you don't think you do bad things with other people. You have to be honest with that. I don't want you to think your mom is all this and all. No, I need you to know that I make mistakes, and
Right.
I've had some things in my life that I'm just not proud of. But here's my thing: it's not your business. It's
Right.
not. It's not the
Right.
kid,
Right.
and they didn't do anything or anything like that. But we, in our mind, again, not being healed and just making these babies and raising them and stuff like that doesn't make you a bad person. No woman is a bad person. We raise our kids as best of our ability. I'm just saying we have to be honest with where we are in life, and distinguish the difference between your child and your screw up of whatever you did with some man. It just is
Yeah.
something we have to make the difference.
Let me ask you this, sis. Why do you think that women overcompensate? And not only overcompensate, why do you think those type of women allow their sons to do whatever? Why do you feel like
the value of them? Their value is low. The self-esteem is low. The value is low. Not knowing the worth. I'm just saying I'm a woman. I'm guilty.
Right.
Because had I not gone through therapy, not learned something, a lot of bad things that we accept about our life is because we believe that it's owed to us because of what we did. Nobody even knows. Nobody knows but you.
Right.
And you will allow the man to beat you down. Then you're gonna let all of this stuff that these kids, you letting your boys do all this kind of stuff because the man done beat you. But it's the value. We forget about. We don't search. We forget about the value, the worth, your self-esteem, all of those types of things, and then you start overcompensating, not just for your son,
Right.
but for men that we allow in our lives. We can look at the same situation that we were in, come out of, and go back into it, and you see the red flags.
Man,
Same way it
like,
is with your children.
It be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't want to judge, but you want to look at him and say, well, damn, you said he sucked as a baby daddy, but you ain't got two more by the same deal. Like,
it happened.
what happened? Like, if you could tell me a story how he was down bad with the first child, and then you turn around, you done had two more by him.
Just stop it. I mean, it has to stop somewhere. But again, if we don't, for me, and y'all people, I keep saying me, because I don't want nobody to think I haven't been through nothing, because I have. My
We all
goodness,
have.
you
We
know.
all
So
have.
I definitely, I'm not sitting up here like I'm this perfect nothing. I'm just letting y'all know what worked for me, and I do this on my own state. If you've ever listened to me, I always say you ain't got to do what I say. Just know I done been somewhere, and I ain't afraid to tell you that I have. You can call me a messenger or whatever you need to, and baby, we can go toe to toe. I can let you know some things.
Right.
But for me, going forward, living your truth is probably one of the best things in the world. Me coming out to my children, letting them know all the bad things that happened to me from 7 to 18 years old. They didn't know anything about that, you know. But when you come out and then you don't have to be this fake mama to these kids, and you don't have to overcompensate when you live your truth to them.
You know, these youngsters will play Jedi mind tricks with you too. If you don't know self-value and self-worth,
Come on here.
they'll grow up and start using that against you.
Try to make you feel
That's what I'm
guilty.
saying. They use
I'm
you.
telling
They
you.
use them Jedi mind tricks.
Sure
on you.
will.
Well, we was poor, and you ain't really never had no true man
Okay.
in your life because you didn't. Da, 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 da.
Okay.
It's like, man, for somebody.
That's the energy she gave to him. See how that go?
Yeah.
The energy she
Yeah.
put in him, and then he
Yeah.
grow up to be a big man where his mouth become big, and then you have to
Yeah.
hit him in the darn
Yeah,
throat.
yeah.
I'm just saying.
And then you gonna hit him in the throat. Then go make his plate,
There-
but
there
tell
you
him go take it to his
Mhm.
room with his
Right.
25-year-old self.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I've always known, you know, the responsibility, but I was never able to do it when I was younger. I was reaching, and I was trying to do so. So I put myself in a position to do or make wrong decisions, and that's what we do to overcompensate. We make wrong decisions. Women, ladies, I want y'all to understand that we do understand what y'all go through and the feelings. I especially do, the feelings that you have when you made the wrong decision, or when you come up pregnant and now you know
Yeah, Jesus.
you gotta stop doing what you're
Come on
doing
here.
and what you wanted to do. But men go through the same thing. My daughter was born as I was walking across, a being was coming as I was walking across the stage in high school.
Oh wow.
So I had to walk
Okay.
across the stage and leave the school and go to the
Okay.
hospital. You know, and so, and then
Life said, hold it.
yeah,
Yeah.
life said, hold
Hold
up,
it.
hold
And
up.
that's, and that's
You got
what,
something
and, that-
coming.
and
Yeah.
it's crazy. I guarantee you, all of us who have children, every single human being that had their first child,
Mhm.
that was your shot. I'm throwing a dart at you at this point
Yeah.
now. That was your one shot to make a decision
Mhm.
whether you wanted to do the right thing or not. Because it's like you said, you was walking across the stage. I was in a barber chair getting my hair cut live at 5 on a Friday night, going to the club with Bernard and KD. My pager went off a series of 911. I asked Miss Carrie, can I use the phone real quick? Called up, hey, what's going on? Where you at? I'm at the barbershop. What you doing tonight? Going out with the fellas. You gonna have to cancel that, buddy. Her mom in the background cursing up a whirlwind. Yeah, you need to come over here. I get over there, what's up? I'm pregnant. The moment she said that, I'm a mere 18, bruh. The moment she said that, for me, breaking generational curses, knowing what I didn't have, what I yearned for, and what I needed, made a decision right then and there.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all go to the club. I gotta go home and process that I'm about to be a dad.
Yeah.
So in that, I knew from that point on, and already having some kind of structure in my life from being raised
Right,
correctly.
yeah, raised correctly.
You know what I'm saying? That when this life comes, it was some things I missed from a dad.
Mhm.
He ain't gonna miss it.
Right.
And that man is
Right.
27 years old, and what he gonna tell you,
Mhm.
I'm saying never,
Mhm.
Mr. B.
Yeah.
And that's me from a dad's point. But there are some dads who got that same 911 page and
Right.
It went
Never
on,
look back.
Never look back. You know.
and left a woman to have to do it on her own.
On her
But
own.
sis, at that moment, you had to make an executive choice.
Yeah.
It's no longer about you. Now let's just keep it 100. There's a balance here. Not saying that because you're a single mother, all you have to do is mother. Balance it out. Teach a little bit, parlay a little bit. Teach a little bit, live your life. But at the same token, still live your life. You have put yourself in such a box to raise these grown men who are clearly not giving a damn that you have a life at all, because they doing everything wrong, and you stuck.
And you lose your identity.
You stuck holding the bag. You're the one that has to babysit the kids while he out making more with different women.
Right.
You're the one that have to call the child. So you're his mom, you're his secretary, you're also his girlfriend, you're the referee. You wear all of these hats for this grown man who's just sitting there letting you.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And ain't nothing clicking in your mind like, damn, Jody mama on Baby Boy was like, hey, I got a life too.
Yeah.
You got to see, mama got a life too. Man, she got to kicking it, and when she realized that she was having a life, man, she was going out, Jody say, hey mama, can you bring back a cheeseburger? Boy, you know what I'm saying? You got two different baby moms. And one thing that he said in that movie kind of made me think about how dumb these men become when they still live at home with mama.
Yeah.
In the movie, Jody was holding up one of his kids and he said, I sure know how to make some pretty babies, don't I? That's what you know how to make babies, but you don't know how to take care of them. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, yeah, they coming over there bitching at your moms about what you not doing. It's like something would click in my mind. I am grateful to God that Rashad ain't made me no papa yet, because here's the real in me. I ain't ready. I'm still figuring me out. At 47 years old, there's still things that I want to do. And I know my kid.
Yeah.
That's the thing too. Know your seed.
Yeah.
I know if that dude bring a kid in this world right now, I might I'm gonna be helping raise it. Cause he ain't prepared for nothing like that. Now he got nieces and two little brothers, but he ain't really.
And even in that, these women, we have sons that make my boys did the same thing. You make the babies. Listen, those are not our children. They're our grandchildren.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: you teach them how to take care of their child and make them responsible. Not become the mama, grandmama. I did it. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And it didn't work. But
yeah.
when I learned what was, my identity came back real quick. And you start to live life, feel better, all of those things. We just, man, if I tell you we got life just so screwed up, oh my God.
And there's a thing that, you know, when you lose your identity, you take this time, you try to get it back. And we're all guilty of that. I have grandchildren, but I remember instilling in Jeff Jr. Like I was tough back in the day. I was tough back in the day. and but I used to say, I said, Junior, when you grow up, don't do this.
Yeah.
Don't do this. And I kept telling him, hey son, don't do this. Don't grow up and do this. And Junior said, I think he had to be about 21. He said, no, I ain't having no kids till I'm about 35. I said, my man, this is, you know, and when you instill it, especially when they see you, and they see you doing stuff. Now, my daughter on the other side, you know, she the same way. She but it got so bad with her. And I take responsibility for it. She didn't want to marry nobody like her daddy. So much so that she, you know, she
went across the street.
Across the street.
Well.
And I take responsibility for that.
Yeah.
And I it happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
And sometimes they'll see some things. My baby boy did that. He saw me help with his brother's kids and stuff, and he said, I don't want to make no babies for you till you want a grandbaby from, you know.
Right.
And when he did, he was responsible. He married and did his thing, and I get that. But I showed him taking. I remember my pastor telling me too. When they start having kids, they no longer your responsibility.
Yeah.
He said they had kids on their own. They responsible for somebody. Now they have stewardship over somebody. But it was me, you know, making these provisions and things like that, just trying to make sure. I really was just trying to teach them to be a dad, like
Right.
because I had already experienced raising my kids by myself,
Right.
so I was just trying to teach them, to be a dad, and it went to a whole nother level. But
Right.
when I figured it out,
Right.
see, I'm an appointment grandmama now. You gotta make an appointment for
Make
you.
it- yeah.
Yeah, come on, you and Fish out here on
Shoot.
Facebook eating it,
Shoot.
outside hanging and kicking it. Man, you ain't got time to be watching no kid. Y'all out here enjoying
Hey,
each other,
show-
man.
we show-
Look, y'all
we
ain't the
show
ones laying up
it.
having them.
We showed.
So let me ask you a question, sis, because this is your show. So is it safe to say that it can be done?
Yes.
And that these single mothers don't have no excuses why they not cutting the cord? When you just sit here and told them you gotta do some soul searching, man. You gotta really.
You really do.
What are those demons? What are you hiding? What are you running from?
Own it.
You gotta face all of
admit
that.
some stuff. I'm telling y'all. Listen, I'm telling you. I have never been so free in my life until I admitted those things I didn't even know were holding me bound.
Right.
Period. If you don't admit what you're afraid of, you will never become free. Never. You have to admit some things. And I mean, we all have a story, we all have a testimony. This is not the show for that.
Right.
But I don't ever mind sharing with another woman what you can release, the demons you can release that had you as a kid. I'm talking about as a kid. This stuff grows up inside of you, and when it comes out, it comes out. But when it comes out, you're free.
Right.
You're free. I can tell the story to anybody now, without the tears, without whatever. And my boys will tell you, my mama said, I don't plan on saying I'm sorry no more to nobody.
Right.
And I mean that. There is no more I'm sorry. I've told the story. You know the story. I love you. You were never, I made sure everybody was good. All of those things. We have to take back who we are. It
Yeah.
can be done if you want to do the work. You just gotta
These
want to do
kids
the work.
and sisters, I don't know your stories, and I know it's got to be hell, especially with boys. Trying to raise them on your own. I can't imagine. You know what I'm saying? But as a father of sons, I know what I have to, what kind of engine I need to put in batteries in their back to make them go forward. That's just because it's the nature of me being a man. But I don't know what y'all going through. But at the same, stop letting these young grown sons make y'all feel guilty.
Yeah,
You know
most
what I'm saying?
definitely.
It ain't y'all's fault.
Yeah, LaShonda Butler said, being a single parent don't mean you have to throw away your goals. It just changes the blueprint of how
That's
you get
right.
there.
Exactly. That's
right.
what I'm saying. There's a balance.
Yeah,
That's
it's
right.
a
You
balance.
know what I'm saying?
You gotta
Parenthood, do
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Little parenting, a lot of you.
That's right.
Because you still have to be in your right mind in order to impute something in
They
them.
gonna leave
Yeah.
you anyway. These kids, I mean,
Man, nowadays,
eventually
anyway,
they gonna
they
they
throw
gonna
you out there.
leave. No
Yeah,
matter
yeah,
whether you
exactly.
push them or not, and either they come back or what, they gonna leave you. That's why we have to know who we are, identify with that, and work through that thing. Just accepting anything from, especially boys. Like I'm proud as a black mother to my sons. I really am just this proud chick of these boys that I'm not having to chase to take care of your kids. You're not beating up on some woman. You working your job. You doing your thing. You getting your education. All of these things are happening. But it wasn't because I was this coddling mama. I really was a dude chick for real. I'm telling you. I played football with no shoes. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, y'all. I done climbed trees and all this stuff. I want you to know, I'm your mama, but here's strength. This is
Right,
strength,
right.
and you're not finna be on.
Man,
no.
LaShonda Butler said the same thing we said earlier when we were talking about living vicariously through your kids. Like, man, you gotta let that go too.
Yeah.
You can't.
Especially little girl. Man, these women that just accept the fact that your daughter cannot have on panties under a dress is really killing me. I'm like, you're okay with her bouncing and flopping because you can't.
Right.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah. Your
that's
days
okay.
you're done, sis. You
Man,
can't.
my
like
that
and-
is not okay for a little girl, for a young. Well, I'm not a little girl. The young adult women to just be. Don't let her do that. That's
Right.
crazy.
Yeah, look, we don't live in those type of times. As adults, we can see a picture on social media of a chick in a bikini or a man with his shirt off, and the comments be so out of there, you be having to say you borderline pedophile. Some of the stuff you saying is just too upfront. And so my thing is, man, who you gotta, now this is for all parents now, since we coming drawn to the end. All parents, we gotta protect our kids. The amount of stuff that y'all do on social media, look, my sons ain't throwing up the fold. They not, none of that. Yeah. I'm not saying my kids are perfect, but I'm not gonna let the world and social media tear them to shreds. Y'all got y'all daughters out here with the glossy lips, the duck lips, and and y'all think that's cute. But
little bitty, little bitty.
It's somebody in that white van waiting on her at that bus stop,
That's what
man.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's exactly
And then y'all
what I'm
wondering
saying.
why they coming up missing on Smash the Topic and stuff. Y'all out here pimping y'all kids for likes and comments, and it's like
on your page, because you don't really see a lot of the young people really out there doing their thing, like putting their own self.
Yeah.
But these mamas, oh my God.
Yeah.
Ain't
Oh
no cute
my
about
God.
it.
I ain't never seen. I was like,
Ain't nothing
God,
cute about it. And then you got your son out here, and he throwing up the fold. He got a fan full of money. You know what he doing. So when he get his head knocked off, now y'all want to have a balloon release. And
my
you
baby
know,
was a 4.0 student. Lying.
no, might have been, but
he could have been.
Yeah,
Some
but
of
you
them
know,
be
you know what he was putting to you like this. You know, y'all look. There's not a parent in this world. I'm sorry, and I'm pointing the fingers. Even me, if I have to go to the school, if I got to drive way to Rockwall for something Kyle did, 99.9% of the time that Negro did it.
Yeah.
And I'm not finna go in there and play with them teachers
Yeah.
as no aggressive parent. Well, my son, yeah, he did. If y'all had to call me, that brother did it.
He did it.
End the story.
Yeah.
But when you in denial like that, that's why they end up getting their head knocked off. Now you got to go to the Chinese people, order 1 million rest in peace T-shirts, and have a weird ass balloon release in the park. But it's like stop getting behind the stuff they doing, because as a parent, trust me, you know what they doing.
Right.
You know your son is gangbanging. You know your son is selling dope. You know your daughter out here giving it up. It's like y'all know this stuff, but y'all want to exploit them on social media for likes and comments and got to get your views up. Man, y'all
Still
messing
not
these
living the
kids
truth.
up, man.
Still not living the truth.
And the truth is, man, y'all know me. I keep it 100. I ain't sending no money
I
to
have
no
granddaughters,
what do
and
you call
all
that
of,
shit?
you just gotta be careful.
I'm not GoFundMe. I'm not GoFunding nothing. I ain't showing up to no balloon release. I mean, you should have had a hand on your child.
Yeah, some you could already helped.
Yeah, some of that stuff could already been helped. You now and you knew. Y'all know what y'all kids doing. I don't care what nobody says. You know what? Stop exploiting your kids on social media. It's just it's
For
it's
your
dangerous
life
times,
page,
man.
that's
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, and that's crazy.
Right.
You
You
doing
trying-
that
you
on
trying
your
to make-
page. I tell
trying to
Rashad
make
and
some
Kyle,
money.
y'all got Snapchats and all of that other stuff. Y'all do that weird stuff over there. I ain't doing it on there.
Yeah,
You know
it's so many good things we can share. I'm just saying, like, just especially ladies, just be careful with those daughters. I know everybody want a snatched body. I get it. I do too. I'm just saying. But I'm not gonna put my granddaughters out there. I'm just not doing that kind of stuff. It's just kind of they cute on their own. You don't have to see everything under their clothes.
Yeah.
That's just amazes me.
Well, the
It's
biggest,
like,
to
wow.
me, I always say the biggest liar is anybody that digitally filters their face.
Mm.
You the biggest liar, because you're not even honest with yourself. If you have to digitally filter your face to where you
know
got
that
smooth
thing is
skin.
on there, right?
Yeah, when you
It's
got
on there.
Yeah, it's on there.
Where you change your clothes. Yeah, I'm
more
telling you, I had done that before.
But I'm just saying,
But when
when
I
you
look
got-
at how it was catching on, I was like, wait.
Oh man, they do it to it. They
It's
non-existent.
doing
I mean,
everything,
come
yeah.
on, man. We 40 plus. We got a little wrinkle here and there. Y'all skin too smooth to the point y'all ain't got no nose definition. Yeah. I'm just, come on, man.
Is that where your nose go?
That's the first lie right there. That's the first thing of being honest. When you can't be honest about who you look and what you rocking, you can't be honest about nothing else.
Yeah.
And that's just me being honest. If you gonna lie about what you look like to where you done digitally erased your whole existence, you ain't gonna be telling the truth about nothing else.
Yeah.
Especially if you trying to pawn that off like that's really you. Girl,
I like these dudes with these fake beards and stuff. Yeah.
there's no, you're a barber. There's no such thing as barbers anymore. You're the barber. I'm the artist. They need to come see me, cause I could put some black paint across their face, and yeah, they need an artist. They don't need a barber anymore.
Put the paint on and I'll straight raise.
Yeah, you straight raise it after I paint it. There you go, barber chop top right there. We need to start a business. I'm the artist, he's the barber. Come here, I'll pay you up here, line it
Yeah,
up.
line it up. For real.
But nah, this is serious stuff, y'all. And the reason why these kids are out of control and you always hearing about another youngster dying in the streets, it's because of lack of accountability and parenting, man.
From
Both parents,
sides.
but this thing of these grown men that y'all got harboring in y'all house, y'all gotta cut these cords. They ain't gonna be good for nobody. I know. Come on, sis. I know y'all want y'all son to be good for somebody in the world. Y'all want them. Man, they ain't gonna be good for nobody. They equivalent to the same dudes out here that you say you wouldn't date. So if you know you ain't gonna rock with that, and that's what you raising, you in bad shape.
If you're a single mother out here, and the father is not there, find somebody, some uncles, some mentors, because there's some mentors out here.
Yeah.
And it's some father figures, it's some leaders, it's some heads, it's some guys out here that are responsible enough to be responsible for your son. Not in the fact that the matter that he has to pay bills at your house.
Not for you.
Not for you. They just because
watch
they good
him.
for your, just because they good for your son and cool with your son and help your son, don't mean you
fulfilling her.
Yeah, don't help
you.
yourself to
It's
him.
for your son. You know, and don't
That's why
don't
we
mess
in
up
this
your
situation.
son. Cause that's gonna mess him up.
That's
That's
why we're
gonna
in
mess
this
him up.
situation.
Yeah. Don't mess. I
Our
see you over there
choice.
with your fan. You done got hot. She done got hot.
I
Y'all
ain't
trying to go.
showing
But
Nah, for real, you're right. Like, there's a lot of mentors out there. If you feel like, get out your pride. If you want to save your son, and you don't feel like you can do,
right.
If y'all can Google what's on Fashion Nova and all of that other stuff, you can Google where there's
Google
places
his
for mentored men and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Hell, we a part of some of the stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and the more our people that are over things like that give us more on insight when they're gonna do it, then we are more than welcome to help. But you know, don't try to help yourself to me. Just help yourself to get.
Help your
I'm off limits.
I'm off limits.
I'm
now.
off
I'm
limits.
just here to make sure you ain't going no more balloon release.
I have a program within myself, and I'm here to help young men. I'm here to help men, period. But I'm here to help young men and mold young men. So you can feel free to reach out to me. But all the other stuff, I'm helping the men. I'm not helping you.
Right.
You know.
I'm
I'll
helping you,
help
but not
ladies.
helping.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I tell anybody, y'all can go to my messenger, Karen K. Fisher, friend me on Facebook, whatever it is and whatever it takes, ladies, I'm available. I love helping women be healthy. So I'm
and
ready.
one of the things that we said in the beginning of this year, if you remember, when y'all did Millions in the Room, there are so many ways that we said in the beginning that we do a lot of talking, but it's also about results too. And we don't just have these shows just because it sounds nice for an hour. Hey, it's Monday Night Football season, you know. But here we are. But the thing is, we are
picking at the game too. Don't
we are.
I
know.
am
Hey,
on
if y'all
this
watch, go
podcast.
back and watch the show. Watch how many times his eyes went that way. You know what I'm saying? No, but for real, it's like y'all see these shows. Y'all don't share. Y'all don't like too much when we post it. But y'all go back and watch because the views and the analytics show that somebody been looking at it. And the thing is, don't get out your pride. If you want some help, we're willing to help. Man, I can honestly say my two boys are pretty straight, so I don't feel bad helping another young man. I mean, I ain't led them down no wrong path. They pretty good.
Right. Shout out to Elton, watching us on YouTube. If you never catch us on it, you can always go back and watch the show on YouTube or on Facebook. Elton said, these are conversations that we missing in the community. We don't have these conversations no more. And
everybody's so sensitive though.
Yeah. And I don't care about nobody's sensitivity.
When we're trying to create results.
I'm gonna tell you something. and the truth hurts, but when God said that these things was gonna happen if you do this, He meant that. And when it happened to you, sometimes you can't even get mad because you're dead. So when I say stuff, I am attempting to walk Christ-like and be You might hear me cuz you see me smoking cigars.
That ain't got
I know that ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
What's wrong with what's your heart doing?
Yeah,
What's your
my
heart doing?
my heart
Right.
wants to be Christ-like, and in being Christ-like, I got to talk like Him. I got to tell the truth. I got to say the things that people don't like. Because he told Lot's wife, she was going, if you turn around, she was going to turn into a pillar of stone. She's still standing there. And she ain't had no feelings. She couldn't feel no kind of way about what God did.
God give you instructions.
He give you instructions.
The story with Lot is he gave him instructions. Get your family out of here. I'm destroying this place, and don't look back. Those were the instructions he gave him. Now he listened. She didn't. But when you listen to God and you have instructions, follow the instructions.
Follow the instructions.
Relationship with God come first for sure.
Yeah.
You gotta have
that is
in order for Him.
navigation system right there.
Yeah.
You know.
You gotta have
So
a
ladies,
relationship.
and gentlemen, don't leave the gentleman. I'm gonna address the gentleman first. Fellas, don't leave if you're having sex. Protect yourself if you don't intend
If you
to
don't
be
play
in a
those
relationship.
Protect your neck.
Yeah, protect yourself. If you don't play no, I know it feels good. It do feel good without the condom. But hey, listen, you put yourself in jeopardy. You put everybody in jeopardy.
Yeah.
And ladies.
Let Kay finish with the ladies.
Yeah. Go ahead, Kate. Yeah, go ahead, Kate. Go ahead, Kate.
Yeah.
All I can say is this: ladies, make better choices. Know what direction you're going. Be in tune with what it is that you need before you even do your selection. And if y'all don't plan on staying together, cover yourself, G. Cover yourself. If you're gonna just do what you do. I'm not advocating for sex before marriage. So don't start twisting my words. I'm just saying, y'all know y'all out here just doing whatever you want to do anyway, because that's what you want to do. I'm just saying, be more responsible with your choices.
And this is what we do. We do this every week. So I'm the barber.
I'm the artist.
And Miss K. Miss K. Thank you. And we out.